What's going on, everybody? Chaos Gaming here, and yes, we are back with some more My Hero United Survival. What are you talking about? There's nothing wrong with my screen. Anyways, in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the hero side of the characters, taking a look at all their kits, and seeing what they're about. Now, maybe if it is your first time video, I was going to say I don't want to do the 3 characters again that I already did for the 3rd time. But you know what? Just for you guys, since you guys are special to me, I'll do it for the 3rd time just in case you guys forgot or you really don't have these characters like that. You want to make sure you're caught up to speed on what they exactly do. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's blow this shit right the hell up. And ladies and gentlemen, let us get started with today's video. And you can let me know down below, out of all the hero characters, which is the one that you're currently using and which one is your favorite. So let's go to the exchange. Heroes for your... No, okay. They don't like me like that. And let's get started. So let's take a look at the main 3 first. The first one being Izuku Midoriya. Now, if you already know what these characters are about, you can skip until we get to the newer characters. So his character skill, Delaware Smash. At level 1, performs a projectile attack at the nearest enemy that generates additional projectile attacks on impact. At level 2, increases the base power by 15%, 20% chance to build up medium 1 second of movement speed down, 100% on enemies hit by the skill. At level 3, reduces the cooldown by 20%. At level 4, character skills for this character start at 2 stars. And then at 5, generates 2 additional attacks. This is the animation. Can we see it right away? Yes, we can. Okay. So yeah, not really a fan of how this character works out like at level 1. But then when you see at level 5, I mean, it's like, still. Like, there's better characters that have better, like, ways of doing things. Alright, but now, take a look at the ranks. At rank 1, projectile attacks. It's usually, like, the same thing. Nothing really changes with the rank of the level 1 right here. But this is where it goes. Increase the attack range of the skill. Increases the power of the skill. Increases the attack range of the skill. And then increases the power and reduces the cooldown of the skill and adds a piercing effect. Generates additional projectile attacks at the regular intervals in areas traversed by the skill. And it's combinable with the energy bar. Now let's take a look at the ultimate move, One for All Food Calling 5%. Level 1 performs a fan-shaped projectile attacks in the direction of the character is facing. Grants the character 5 seconds of attack up 30% after attacking with the skill. When you have this character at UR, increases the attack up effect duration of the skill by 5 seconds. And then when you have this character at LR, grants the character 10 seconds of critical rate up 10% and critical damage 30% after activating the skill. There's the animation right here. Boom. Interesting that it hits the back like that as well, but whatever, man. Whatever. Alright, but now let's take a look at his costume, which is the Izuku Midoriya costume. At effect 1, increases the team attack by 7% and character's projectile damage by 14%. At 2, increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. At effect 3, increases the character's attack speed by 1,000 and projectile damage by 10%. When you have this character SR Plus, for effect, increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At 5 effect, and you gotta have him at UR, increases the team attack by 7%. And then at LR 6 effect, increases the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. So, I mean, like I said, this character is like alright, but what really comes in clutch with him, in my personal opinion, is the fact that he is supporting the team. Alright, the synchros is going to make it a whole lot easier for us not to really look at other characters synchro like that, because Midoriya has a lot of synchros. Like, it's going to be easy. So, getting it out the way now. So, we have at least I'm making some new friends, which this was the trio. I know some people feel like, damn, like, he kind of lost his trio. Like, it was more so as like Todoroki and Bakugo, but I mean, I don't know, when they hang out, it's special, right? Increase the attack speed by 120 and HP recovery amount by 100. And then at the max diamond, increase the attack speed by 200 and HP amount by 160. Which you're not really going to be seeing this like that. You're going to mostly be seeing the UR one, because to get LR, you're going to have to summon on that same banner a lot and pray to the heavens you get that same character over and over again. Next, Hero Killer Stain versus UA Students. So at 1, increases crit damage by 3% and crit value by 120. And then when you max it out, increases crit damage by 4.5% and crit value by 250. Next, we have All Might versus Midoriya and Bakugo. Increases max HP by 2.5% and crit value by 190. Then, at the max diamond, increases max HP by 3.5% and crit value by 290. Next, we have Interview with Midoriya. This includes Shigaraki. So, at Diamond 1, increases attack by your player level times 4. And then at Max Diamond, increases attack by your player level times 8. Acute Boy on Mr. Sin. So, increases max HP by 400 and HP recovery amount by 75. Then when you max out, it increases max HP by 800 and HP recovery amount by 120. Pretty interesting that they don't want to make it to where with these R characters, it's not LR that you get the max effect, that it's UR, which I think that is pretty cool. But I think they should be doing that with all these for sure. If I just use my leg / arm, that's all I need. So this is Withstand, but this has the collection. Increase your attack by 4%. And then at max, increase your attack by 6% and crit damage by 3.5%, which is pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Having that percentage is more than the numbers. All right, my hero, which this one is with our boy Kota and the collection. Increases crit damage by 1.5 and attack by 100. Then increase damage by 2.5% and attack by 180. Next, Stand Victorious. Increases max HP by 6% when you have it at 1 diamond, but then when you max it out, increases max HP by 10% and crit value by 350. Where we rounded them up, the OG trio. Increases HP recovery amount by 1,270, and then when you max it out, increases HP recovery amount by 2,180. So that is Midoriya. Thank God we got him out the way with all those synchro effects, so I don't have to repeat myself. Next, we got Bakugo, the Gaizo himself. So Bakugo, my guy. Impact Grenade. Our level 1 performs a melee attack range in the direction the character is facing. 30% chance to build a medium knockback. Small on enemies hit by this skill. At level 2 increases base power by 20%. At level 3 increases the critical rate of this skill by 20%. At level 4, when you have him, UR character skills for this character start at 2 stars. And then at level 5, at the LR, increases the base power by 10% and reduces the cooldown by 10%. Real quick, I'm going to take a swig of water while we are watching the animation right here. So yeah, level 1 is bad, but let's take a look at it at the max. Watch. This infinitely makes him better. So you always want to be focusing with Bakugo. I mean, with all characters, you could say that you want to focus on maxing out their skill, but Bakugo heavily requires on you maxing out his skill to make it to where he can be beneficial. Then the ranks. So we're going to start off at 2. Like I said, 1 is always the same. Increase the power of this skill. Changes the knockback small effect to this skill to knockback medium. At 3 stars, increase the attack range of the skill. Changes the knockback medium effect of this skill to knockback large. 4 stars, increases the skill's initial attack. Performs an additional melee attack in the direction of the character's movement. Then at 5 stars, aka max, the skill attacks are generated around the character. So if you do combo this with the protein steaks, it makes it pretty easy. Now let's take a look at the ultimate move, Howitzer Impact. I wish I could do it like really loud, but I'm trying to reserve the voice. I already recorded another video today. Performs a circular melee attack around the character. Next, when you have him at UR, required SP is reduced by 15%. And then when you have him LR max, increases the attack range of the skill. And then increases the base power by 30%. So boom. Pretty good. I'm not going to hold you. Pretty good. Alright, so now, let me take a look at that. Let's take a look at his costume. So at effect 1, increases the team's crit value by 850 and the character's crit value by player level times 15. At 2 effect, increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. At 3 effect, increases the character's attack by 3% and critical damage by 16%. When you have him SR+, increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. When you have the character UR+, increases the team's crit damage by 14%. And then at 6 effect, when you have him at LR, increases the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. And then the synchros that we already took a look at most of them, but this one, the first one is new. So when you have him at Ida, increases the attack by 350%, and when you max the both of them, increases the attack by 460. I don't remember these two really hanging out like that at all. Except Ida calling out Bakugo, that's it. Like, I think this should be changed to Delinquent Correctional. I don't know, something like that. Then we already saw this one. There we go. Kirishima and Bakugo. Increases HP recovery amount by 190 and crit damage by 1%. When you max it out, increase HP recovery amount by 400 and crit damage by 2%. I think it should be at least 3%. What the hell? Come on, man. Alright, anything else? Shall we get started, you bunch of newbies? Alright, so increases attack by 3% and critical damage by 2.5%. When you max it out, increase attack by 6% and critical damage by 4.5%. Next, Stand Victorious. We already took a look at that. That Much Passion. We already took a look at this, right? If I'm not mistaken. I'm not mistaken, right? We already took a look at that, right? I just want to make sure. I feel like I didn't see it yet. Yeah, okay, we did. I just want to make sure. I wanted to make sure. Damn it, I lost Bakugo. Okay. Now we got to do all of this again. My bad. Memory kind of hazy. Right here. I'm just getting started. Okay, so this was Bakugo and the memory itself. Increases HP recovery amount by 100, and then maxed out increases HP recovery amount by 200. I don't really think that's good, to be honest. interesting that they don't have Kaminari here, because Kaminari is in the game, but whatever. Alright, next we're going to take a look at Uraraka. This character, I don't really know what she's doing like that. It's going to be my first time seeing, so let's get into it. Level 1, performs a projectile attack at random enemies that bounce off of hit enemies and walls. At level 2, increases the base power by 20%. At level 3, increases the critical rate of this skill by 20%. At level 4, character skills for this character start at 2 stars. And then 5, increases the attack count of this skill by 1. Let's take a look at the animation. Okay, animation is on load right now, so we'll just take a look at the rank. So at star 2, increase the power of the skill. At star 3, increases the movement speed of the skill. At star 4, increases the attack count of the skill by 1. And then at max stars, increase the power of the skill and attack count of this skill by 2. Can we see it now? No, we cannot. Okay. Alright, well, take a look at the ultimate. Probably when we get to the costume, this is like in yesterday's video, that's when we'll be able to see it. So level 1, performs projectile attacks around the character for 5 seconds. 50% chance to build up medium knockback, small on enemy hit by this skill. Eliminates a portion of the enemy fire hit by this skill. At level 2, when you do have a UR plus, increases the base power by 20%. And then at level 3, LR increases the effect duration of the skill by 1 second. Change the knockback small effect of this skill to knockback medium. What about the ultimate? The ultimate wants to play for me? Okay, well, we got this now. What? But, okay, here's my thing, right? Unless you're in a map like this, then how the hell is this naturally going to work then? Because then you always want to be in the corner or something like that with Uraraka, right? But then there's some missions that you can't even get in the corner like that. Yeah, your team is going to have to baby this Uraraka, I think, in my personal opinion. As for the ultimate, that's the ultimate. I'm about to say that is not the ultimate. Ain't no way. Okay, I like the ultimate, though. The ultimate's pretty good. AoE, throwing rocks at the same time. Nice. Alright, so now let's take a look at her costume. At effect 1, increases the team's projectile damage by 6% and the character's HP recovery amount by 3,220. So I would say for the new event then, don't you want to be running characters like, okay, let's say Midoriya, you want Uraraka, and then All Might, right? Unless there's a better projectile character than them right now. What do you want that? Effect 2, increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. 3, effect increases the character's crit value by 1,500 and projectile damage by 10%. When you have our SR plus, increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At effect 5, when you have a UR plus, increases the team's HP recovery amount by 1,800 and projectile damage by 5.5%. At 6 effect, LR increases the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. Alright, so that is Uraraka. Pretty interesting. Let's take a look at her synchros. Already looked at that one. Already looked at that one. We looked at this one. We didn't look at this one. Okay, so he's so serious. Increase attack speed by 320, and when you max it out, increase attack speed by 520 and attack by 200. Next character on the list, we got Ida, my boy. What's up, man? How are you? Hopefully you're doing good today. This is my first time looking at you as well. Character skill, like Turbine. Okay, so level 1. Performs melee attacks at enemies in the direction the character is facing. At level 2, reduce the cooldown by 20%. At level 3, increase the base power by 20%. Level 4, of course, character skills for this character start at 2 stars. And then at 5, max level, increases base power by 10%. 50% chance to build up medium. 3 seconds of movement speed down. 20% on enemies hit by this skill. And then the rank. At rank 2, increase the power of the skill. At rank 3, reduce the cooldown of the skill. At rank 4, increases the attack range of the skill. And then when you max it out, generates hitboxes for this skills 2 additional times. Take a look at the skill. Okay, we cannot take a look at the skill right now. Let me give it an extra second. Hold on. I don't want to waste too much of you guys' time, but if we could maybe like give it a little bit extra time. You know, like how you got to tease something? Basically, that's what we're doing right here. We're just teasing it. Okay, buddy. Alright, ultimate move, Recipro Burst. Level 1, performs circular melee attacks around the character, grants the character 8 seconds of invincibility, and generates melee hitboxes around the character after attacking with the skill. Pretty interesting because for Kurogiri to get invincibility for that much time, you do gotta build them up, but this guy just gets it like bam right away. Reduces required SP by 15% when you got him level 2, and then level 3, increases base power by 30%. Alright, so now we get the ultimate right here. Ooh, okay, his ultimate is really good. I thought I was going to be a little bit disappointed, but yeah, that's nice right there. And the character skill? Okay. Level 1 is just awful. Alright, but what about level 5? What are we looking at? Okay. Not bad. Pretty alright. Pretty alright. Pretty alright. Alright, so let's take a look at the synchros. We already looked at this one. We 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 looked at this one. This one is new. I brought reinforcements. Okay, so with President Mike, and then you have the collection of the heroes, increases attack speed by 320. And then when you max it out, increases the attack speed by 500 and HP recovery amounts by 180. Next, we got shopping. Okay, so he has one with Kaminari, but Bakugo doesn't have one with Kaminari. I guess because they're doing this up to season 2. They haven't really got to season 3 yet, I guess. Because that is really when Kaminari and Bakugo, like, they start to, you know, get together. Increases attack by 770. And then when you max it out, increases attack by 1,150. And AoE damage by 1%. What? What? Why? Why is this a thing? They're both melee characters. It should be melee characters 1%. That doesn't make any sense at all. Sure, whatever. That's our boy Ida. Next, we got Shoto. One of my personal opinions, the best characters that you could possibly have in your account right now. So let's start off with the character skill, Heavy Piercing Ice Wall. Level 1 performs an AoE attack at the nearest enemy, eliminates a portion of the enemy fire hit by this skill. 20% chance to build up medium 3 seconds of freeze on enemies hit by the skill. Level 2 reduces cooldown by 20%, and level 3 increases base power by 10%, and then a 100% chance to build up large 5 seconds of AoE down, defense down 3000 on enemies affected with the freeze hit by the skill. Then level 4 character skills for this character start at 2 stars, and then level 5 increase the attack duration of the skill, changes the freeze buildups of this skill to large, but sadly you gotta get multiple copies for that to be the case. Alright, now the ranks. Rank 2 increases the attack range of the skill. Rank 3 increases the power of the skill. Rank 4 increases the power of the skill and changes the freeze 3 seconds effect of the skills to freeze 5 seconds. And then when you max it out, increase the attack range of the skill, generates an additional attack in 4 directions after attacking with the skill. So you got the animation? So yeah, it's like a little ice wall. Name ice wall, but yeah, you get that little nice ice wall that curves. And then boom, it just basically goes around like that. And you get the additional little spikes that come out as well. Pretty cool. Alright, so now, the ultimate move, which is Flash Freeze Heat Wave. AoE attack in the direction the character is facing. 30% chance to build up small knockback to medium knockback on enemies hit by the skill. Reduces required SP by 20%, and then increases the power by 15%, and then increases the attack range of the skill. And the AoE, yep, boom. Just everywhere. But yeah, I really do like this character for the fact of the AoE defensive down and the freezing as well, making the opponent really not able to do much at all. So now let's take a look at his costume. At 1 effect, increases the team's max HP by 8.5% and the character's AoE damage by 11%. At 2 effect, increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. At 3 effect, increases the character's attack speed by 1000 and AoE damage by 10%. When you have him at SR+, increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At 5 effect, increases the team's AoE damage by 13.5%. And then at 6 effect, increases the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. Okay, next, the synchros. Let's see. Anything new? Yes, the one with the devil right here. Increase the max HP by 1,400, and then when you max it out, increase the max HP by 2,000. Anybody else? Okay, we have, okay, what? Okay. So, not saying what to this, just something else. Increases crit damage by 2.5% and attack by 100. And then when you max it out, increases crit damage by 3.5% and attack by 150. Anything else? Okay, we have this one with the collection. I knew I was going to mess it up eventually. So, increase attack by 750, and then when you max them all out, increases the attack by 1,120 and attack speed by 200. Well, isn't that a tragedy? Increases attack by your player level times 5, and then we max it out, increase attack by your player level times 9, and attack speed by 170. Alright, so that is our boy Shoto. Next character we're going to be taking a look at is Kirishima. We still got a long way to go, right? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Kirishima, my boy. Let's go. Character skill, Red Slash. Level 1 performs 2 melee attacks at the nearest enemy. At level 2, reduces cooldown by 20%. At level 3, increases the critical rate of this skill by 20%. At level 4, character skills for this character start at 2 stars. And then at level 5, increases the attack range of this skill. At rank 2, reduces the cooldown of the skill. At rank 3, increases the attack range of the skill. At rank 4, increases the power of the skill. Then when you max it out, increases the attack range of the skill and performs an additional melee attack after attacking with the skill. Alright, looks like it's not available right now. So let's take a look at the ultimate Red Counter. So level 1 grants the character 10 seconds of defense up 7,000 and generates melee hitboxes around the character. 50% chance to build up small knockbacks, small enemies on hit by this skill. Level 2 changes the defense up 7,000 effect of the skill to defense up 9,000 and changes the knockback buildup of this skill to medium. Level 3 increases the hitbox and defense up effective duration of the skill by 5 seconds. Now, my personal opinion, he should have invincibility. He should not be having whatever the hell they do. It's like the same thing they did before with, what was an Ultra Impact called? It was what Armor All Might had, and then the Red Bakugo and Midoriya had it too. Kirishima should have had that, but they never gave Kirishima that at all, which was stupid. I don't get why they did that. Like, come on. Alright, so let's take a look at the costume. One effect increases the team's melee damage by 4% and the character's defense by 2,750. At 2 effect, increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. At 3 effect, increases the character's attack by 1,000 and defense by 2,230. At 4 effect, increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At 5 effect, increases the team's max HP by 2,520 and damage by 4%. Then at the final effect, increases the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. Can we take a look at the animations now, please? Please? That's all I'm asking. I just want to look at. Thank you. Okay. So this is at level 1. Level 5 is really going to have to impress me right here. Okay. You know what? I'll take that. I'll take that for sure. Alright, now the ultimate. What's the ultimate looking like? Is that the ultimate? Bro, he should just have invincibility. Look at that. It's like a bootleg version of invincibility. Like, what the hell? Alright, so, synchros. What do we got for you in terms of synchros? We already took a look at that one. We didn't take a look at this one. I see why you like this quirk. Increases max HP by your player level times 12. When you max it out, increases max HP by your player level times 20. And critical damage by 1. I want this Bakugo. Can't believe I still... I mean, I haven't really summoned that crazy, but out of the times that I've summoned, still can't believe I don't have him. That hurt me, and I'm just watching. Wait, this one? Okay, that hurt me, and I'm just watching. Increases max HP by 1,160. And then when you max it out, increases max HP by 1,640. And attack by 1%. Alright, and then, so they got one together, but they didn't decide to include Bakugo. A totally awesome test of courage. Increases HP recovery amount by 810, but when you max it out, increases HP recovery amount by 1,180. Alright, so, that is our boy Kirishima. Let's move on to the next character, All Might. The guy, though, that people thought that you had to pay to get him, but it was actually the All Might all along that you had to pay for. Alright, so let's take a look at level 1. Generates a projectile attack around the character. Performs an additional projectile attack at the nearest enemy in the direction the character is facing within a 90-degree range after attacking with the skill. 30% chance to build up small knockback medium on enemies hit by the skill. Level 2, and eliminates a portion of the enemy fire hit by this skill. At level 3, increases base power by 20%. Level 4, character skills for this character start at 2 stars. And then on level 5, increases the attack range of the skill. 10% chance to grant the character 3 seconds of SP regeneration up 5 per second after attacking if set as the main character. So there are some characters in the game that you do want to set them as the main character. We'll take a look at the animation. Yes, we can. So that's level 1. Like Midoriya, of course. Alright, but now level 5. Let's see that. That is a nice effect right there. I'm not going to hold you. Just wish it, I mean, I had to cut because I was sneezing. So I was like, well, you know, I didn't want to hear you. I didn't want you guys to hear all of that noise in the background. But yeah, pretty cool with the animation. I'm not going to hold you. I like it. I like it. Just wish it was more like an AoE effect. But now, we took a look at the ranks, right? No, we didn't. Is that the same thing? I just want to make sure. Increases the attack range of the skill. Increases the power of the skill. Generates a projectile attack where the additional attacks dissipate. And then when you max it out, generates an additional attack in 3 directions, but no longer generates a projectile attack when the additional attack dissipates. Interesting. And then it's comboable with the body armor. Next, we got the ultimate move, Detroit to Smash. Level 1 performs circular projectile attacks around the character. 50% chance to build a medium knockback large on enemies hit by the skill. Grants all allies 5 seconds of attack up 20% after activating the skill, but you gotta have a MUR plus for that. And then increases the base power. Whoa, my bad. Wait, what the hell? Increases the base power by 10% and increases the attack range of the skill. So let's take a look. Boom. Yeah, sorry, buddy. You're not going to be able to withstand the power of All Might. Still kind of crazy, though. I mean, I'd rather him have Oklahoma than with the spin. Like, come on. Alright, All Might's costume. Increases the team attack by 4% and projectile damage by 6%. Increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. Increases the character's attack speed by 1,200 and max HP by 9%. Increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At 5 effect, increases the team's projectile damage by 17%, and then at 6 effect, decreases the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. Synchros, let's see. So Midoriya and All Might, you too can become a hero. Okay, so this is the end one, so we have to take a look at this. And then when you max it out, increase the attack by 2.5% and HP recovery by 150. One for all and one for all. This is still pretty crazy to me. So increase the attack by 1.5%, and then when you max it out, increase the attack by 2.5%. How I became the world's greatest hero. So this increases attack by your player level times 6, but then when you max it out, increases attack by your player level times 10, and HP recovery amount by 140. Some of our finest heroes. So with Endeavor and this collection, increase attack by 490, and then when you max it out, increase attack by 680 and attack speed by 200. Stand Victorious, we already took a look at that, plus Ultra. So this one with the collection increases attack speed by 230, but when you max it out, increases attack speed by 340. Sports Festival Awards Ceremony. Increases attack speed by your player level times 5, but when you max it out, increases attack speed by your player level times 7, and crit value by your player level times 3. A clash between Justice and Evil. Increases attack by 490, and then when you max out the diamond, increases attack by 670, and melee damage by 1%. Now it's your turn. Guys, it's your turn to be, liking, commenting, subscribing, and also, playing the game. Increases skill point acquisition rate by 1%, and then when you max it out, it increases by 2%. You're now part of the Hero Academia. So increase attack by 350, and then when you max it out, increases attack by 510. Finally, coming through the door like a hero. Increase max HP by 1,160. Then when you max it out, increases max HP by 1,690. So that is our number 1 hero, All Might. Next, we got Aizawa. What do you got for us, Aizawa? His character skill, Suppressive Chain. Level 1 performs melee attacks at the enemies in the direction that character is facing. Performs 2 additional melee attacks at a random enemy after attacking with the skill. 40% chance to build 3 seconds of movement speed down. 30% chance on enemies hit by an additional attack. At level 2, increases the base power by 10%, and then increases the shot range of Binding Cloth. Level 3 increases the critical rate of this skill by 20%. At level 4, character skills for this character start at 2 stars. And then when you max it out, increases the base power by 10%. Changes the movement speed down 30% effective of the skill to movement speed down 50%. And then at rank 2, increase the power of the skill. My bad, because we have been going for a while now, so I'm going to tend to make mistakes. I just want to make that perfectly clear, but I'll still try my best. Increase the number of the skill's additional attacks by 1. At rank 4, increase the power of the skill. And then when you max it out, performs 2 additional melee attacks at the nearest enemy. And is comboable with the protein shake. So let's take a look at the skill right here. Okay. Level 5 is really going to have to impress me. Let's see. What is that level 5? I guess. I mean, if I don't know. Let's take a look at the ultimate though. Erasure Binding. At level 1, perform circular melee attacks around the character. 50% chance to build up large 5 seconds of movement speed down. 40% on enemies hit by this skill. And then 50% chance to build up large 5 seconds of attack down. 20% on enemies hit by this skill, which is pretty good. I'm not going to lie, lowering the attack. Level 2 increases the movement speed down and attack down effect durations of the skill by 3 seconds. And when you max it out, increases base power by 10%. 50% chance to build large 8 seconds of melee defensive down. 3,000 on enemies hit by this skill. And then this is the ultimate right here. Yeah, I like that. I'm not going to hold you. So yeah, the debuffing for sure is good. I like that. The attack down, I like that on that ultimate. But now let's take a look at his costume. Effect 1 increases the team's damage by 4.5% and character's attack speed by 750. Which, this is good because this is overall team damage. It's just not a specific typing. 2 effect increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. At 3 effect increases the character's attack by 1,350 and the movement speed by 3. At 4 effect increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At 5 effect increases the team's damage by 7%. At 6 effect increases the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. Now let's take a look at the synchros. So you see, I'm still standing. This one increases max HP by 3%. And then, when you max it out, it increases max HP by 4% and attack by 110. Next, we already took a look at this. We can still beat Mr. Aizawa. We took at that as well. The practical exam begins. Increases max HP by 4%, and when you max that out, it increases max HP by 6.5%. This is going to be totally awesome. Increases skill point acquisition by 1%. Max it out, it goes up to 2%. Pretty bad. I'm not gonna hold you. What the hell? Like additional percentage? Why not make it a little bit better? But that is Aizawa. Next one we have is Endeavor. And then Hawks is our last SR character. Wait, how many R's do we have again? I just want to make sure. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, Shoto and... Okay, I was about to say, they were not here. What the hell? But oh my god. Alright, Endeavor, buddy. What do you got for us here? Character skill, Hot Shot. Performs a projectile attack at the nearest enemy. Generates an additional attack when this skill hits. At level 2, 30% chance to build up small knockback. Small enemies are hit by this skill. Level 3 increases the base power by 20%. At level 4, characters for this character start at 2 stars. And then at 5, increase the attack count of this skill by 1. At rank 2, increases the attack count of the skill by 1. At rank 3, increases the attack range of the skill. At rank 4, 30% chance to build up small 3 seconds of burn. 3% on enemies hit by this skill. And then we max it out, which is combo with the wristwatch. Increases the power of the skill. And then increases the attack range of the skill. Go ahead. What? Come on, man. I set that up perfectly for that. You fail me. Ultimate Ignited Arrow. So at level 1, performs projectile attacks at the nearest enemy. Generates an additional attack when this skill hits. 40% chance to build up medium 5 seconds of burn. 5% on enemies hit by the skill. Level 2, increases base power by 10% and increases the attack range of the skill. And then at level 3, increases the attack range of the skill and changes the burn effect 5% to 7%. Are we good now? No, we're still not good. Okay. That's crazy. Come on, man. By then, still? Alright, Endeavor's costume. Increases the team attack by 800 and attack speed by 730. It's just not percentage. That's my problem. Increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. At effect 3, increases the character's projectile damage by 21%. At 4 effect, increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At 5 effect, increases the team crit value by 1,400 and attack speed by 600. And then at 6 effect, increases the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. Now we should be able to see it. There's no way in hell. Alright, okay. That's it? I'm about to say, there's no way. That's it? Alright, level 5 is going to have to go crazy then. Okay. Oh, I thought it was going to be 360. But you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. Alright, what about the ultimate? Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's the Endeavor. Yup, for sure. They cooked it that one. Alright, good. I'm really liking the ultimate. Alright, now let's take a look at the synchros. So we have Shoto that we already took a look at. Hawks and Endeavor. Increase max HP by your player level times 8. And then max it out. Increase max HP by your player level times 12. And attack by 220. Some of our finest heroes we already took a look at. Damn, he didn't really have a lot. What the hell? I'm surprised they didn't do one with Dobby. I'm going to be completely honest. Real quick, I'm going to cut. And then we'll continue on with the rest. Back. I needed a drink of water. And I was about to sneeze again. Jesus Christ. Because this is just taking forever. Next, we got Hawks. Take a look, buddy, what you got for us. Maybe I should have separated from students and then pro heroes, but we'll just get it all done in one video. Vortex. Level 1, performs AoE attacks around the character for 3 seconds. Level 2, increases the base power by 10%. 30% to build up small 5 seconds of lack duration, which is the bleed of this game. 2% on enemies hit by the skill. Level 3, increases the crit rate of this skill by 20%. Level 4, character skills for this character start at 2 stars. And then at level 5, increases the attack count of the skill by 1. And then increases the crit damage of the skill by 50%. Damn. At 2 stars, increases the attack count of the skill by 1. At 3 stars, increases the power of the skill. At 4 stars, increases the power of the skill and reduces the cooldown of the skill. And then when you max it out, sends attacks around the character at the nearest enemy after a set of time, which is comboable by the charged jelly. Okay, we can take a look at it here. Got it. So ultimate move, Storm Wings. So level 1, performs circular AoE attacks around the character. 60% chance to build up medium 8 seconds of lack duration. 3% on enemies hit by the skill. Level 2, my fault. Reduces required SP by 20%. Level 3, increases the base power by 10% and changes the lack duration buildup of this skill to large. Okay, we still can't look at it yet. So let's take a look at the costume. By then we should be good. At 1 effect, increases the team's movement speed by 2 and attack speed by 820. At 2 effect, increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. At 3 effect, increases the character's attack by 1,780 and movement speed by 4. At 4 effect, increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At 5 effect, increases the team's attack speed by your player level times 4 and defense by 1,220. At 6 effect, increases the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. Alright, we looked at everything. Please let it be that we can see this now. Still? Come on, man. What are we doing? Alright, let's take a look at some of the synchros. Only one? You never stop trying to take his spot. Alright, so this increases max HP by your play level times 8. I mean, we already looked at this, but I just buying some time. And then increases max HP by your play level times 12 and attack by 220. Alright, let's see. Now. Okay, there we go. Ooh. That's good. I mean, again, this is what I'm saying. Like, typing in this game is stupid. Because why not just always summon for an AoE character? Like, what the hell? Alright, ultimate move. Wow. Wow. That is pretty good. I'm not going to lie. That animation, like, the way it just hits all those enemies. Pretty good. I'm not going to hold you. Alright, so that is Hawks. Let's take a look at our next character, which is... We're going to the R's now. We got Froppy, which you are able to get for free if you are doing those 7-day missions, but I do got a video coming out with that. I think it should be out by now. Character skill. Performs melee attacks at the nearest enemy. At level 2, chance of build up small 3 seconds of paralysis on enemies hit by the skill. Level 3 increases base power by 20%. At level 4, character skills for this character start at 2 stars. And then level 5 reduces cooldown by 10% and changes the paralysis buildup of this skill to medium. Next, we got the rank. At rank 2, increases the attack range of the skill, increases the power of the skill, increases the attack range of the skill at 4 rank. And then when you max it out and it's comboable with the vacuum, transforms the attack of range of the skill into a circular shape and hits up to 2 times. Also, Froppy's loads right away, but then Hawks we gotta wait for. Okay. I see the hypocritical thing that we're doing. And then, yeah, it just goes in the circle, which I do like. I like that. Alright, next we got the ultimate, which is going to be Riveting Escaping. Level 1, performs circular melee attacks in the direction the character is facing. Recovers HP of all allies by 200% of own HP recovery amount after attacking with the skill. Level 2, reduces required SP by 50%. And then level 3, increases base power by 10%. Grants the character 5 seconds of skill point acquisition up to 100% after attacking with the skill. But you gotta have an LR for that. So yeah, boom. That's crazy. Nice little heal you get there. So you get the lick and you get some heals. Alright, so now let's take a look at her costume. At 1 effect, decreases the team's max HP by your player level times 20 and the character's HP recovery amount by 1,500. At 2 effect, increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. When you have an R+, increases the character's attack speed by 780 and the main character skill point acquisition rate by 5%. At 4 effect, increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At 5 effect, increases the main character skill point acquisition rate by 10%. And then when you max it out, increases the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. Synchros, USJ Shipwreck Zone. So increases HP recovery amount by 430 and attack speed by 150. When you max them out, increases HP recovery amount by 560 and attack speed by 250. Oh, we already looked at this one. And then we have Uraraka and Froppy. So increase the max HP by 620 and HP recovery amount by 100. When you max it out, increase the max HP by 1020 and HP recovery amount by 200. So that is Froppy. Next character we're going to be looking at is Momo. Momo, what do you got for us? Yaoyorozu's, I don't know what the hell to say. I'm not going to hold you, but let's just go with Yaoyorozu's skill. Performs 3 AoE attacks in the direction the character is facing. Generates the additional AoE attack on contact with an enemy or after a set time. Level 2, 50% chance to build up small knockback to small enemies on hit by this skill. At level 3, increases the base power of the skill. At level 4, character skills for this character start at 2 rank. At level 5, 20% chance to build up 3 seconds of paralysis on enemies hit by the skill. At rank 2, increases the attack count of the skill by 1. At rank 3, increases the attack range of the skill. At rank 4, increases the power of the skill. And then when you max out, increases the attack count of this skill by 4. And then increases the attack range of the skill. Let's take a look at it. Okay, now we can out. So I see some favoritism going on with Froppy right now. So, the ultimate Yaoyorozu Shield. 1. Grants all allies 10 seconds of max HP up 20%. Level 2. Changes the max HP up 20% effect of this skill to 40%. And then when you max it out, level 3, increase the max HP up effect duration of the skill by 5 seconds. Let's take a look at it now. No, we can't. Okay. So, let's take a look at her costume. At 1 effect, decreases the team's damage by 3% and the character's max HP by 6%. 2 effect, decreases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. At 3 effect, decreases the character's max HP by 24%. At 4 effect, decreases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At 5 effect, decreases the team's AoE damage by 13.5%. Then at 6 effect, decreases the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. Alright, now can we look? Now we cannot. Alright, so let's take a look at her synchros. Team Todoroki Cavalry Battle. This increases attack by 2.5%. And then when you max them out, increases attack by 4%. AoE defense by 100. And there's some Japanese text here. Interesting. We already looked at this one. Study session with Yamomo. Increase the max HP by 1,620. And then when you max it out, increase the max HP by 1,870. And AoE damage by 100. Easy curls with just one spritz. Increases crit value by 350. When you max it out, increases crit value by 460. I can catch up to you. I can catch up to speed. Okay, that made no sense. I'm not gonna hold you. Increases HP recovery amount by 580, and then when you max it out, increases HP recovery amount by 770. All right, let's look at the skills now, please. I'm begging at this point. Let's look at the skills. Let's look at what the skills could do. Sorry, skills. Okay. Interesting. Okay. That's kind of a unique effect, I'm not gonna lie. What about the ultimate? That's the ultimate? Okay. I mean, she is giving max HP, but I don't really know how to feel about this. And the paralysis too, but I don't know. Let's move on to our next character, which is going to be Kaminari, which I wish I got Kaminari a little bit more earlier because I would have loved to use the guy on my main team right now. I probably would have got rid of Kurogiri. Character skill, Human Stun Gun. Performs the circular melee attacks around the character for 2 seconds. At level 2, reduces cooldown by 20%. At level 3, increases the critical rate of the skill by 20%. At level 4, character skill for this character starts at 2 stars. And at level 5, reduces the cooldown by 20%. At rank 2, increase the attack range of the skill. At rank 3, increase the power of the skill. At rank 4, increase the attack range of the skill. And when you max it out, increase the power of the skill. 50% chance to build up 3 seconds of movement speed down. 20% on enemies hit with this skill. So let's take a look at the animation. Say, look, level 1, he already has the AoE. That's what I'm saying. I wish I had him. And then when you max it out, yep, again, wish I had him a little bit earlier, man. Alright, so the ultimate indiscrimination shock 1.3 million volts. Level 1 performs circular melee attack around the character, builds large 10 seconds of attack down, and 20% of movement speed down, 20% on the character after attacking with the skill. At level 2, increase the base power of the skill. At level 3, increase the base power of the skill, and 40% chance to build up medium 3 seconds of paralysis on enemies hit by the skill. So look at the animation. Yep, which is nice. But again, I mean, yeah, sure, that does happen to you. As you can see right there, boom, you do get hit with that debuff. But then that's why you just make him a side character. You don't make him the main character on your team. You don't really got to do that. But the synchro effects, let's take a look. Team Todoroki we already took a look at. Study session with Yamomo we already took a look at. Shopping together we did not take a look at. So this, actually, did we? No, I think we did. Yeah, we did. A totally awesome test of courage. Yeah, we took a look at that as well. So that is going to be it for our boy Kamen. Wait, we took a look at the costume, right? I don't want to... Did we take a look at the costume? No, we didn't, I think. Oh my god. My bad. So one effect decreases the team attack by 900 and the main character's SP regeneration by 0.05 per second. Effect 2 increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. At 3, effect increases the character's max HP by 3,300 and attack speed by 1,250. At 4, effect increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At 5, effect increases the team's attack speed by 620 and melee defense by 1,510. Then at 6, effect increases the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. Alright, so now we took a look at Kaminari. Next character on the list, Present Mic, and he's the last of the R hero characters. So Present Mic character skill, Booming Voice, performs a piercing projectile attack at random enemies that bounce off walls. So kind of the same thing with what Uraraka's doing. Level 2 increases the attack duration of the skill by 2 seconds. At level 3 increases the base power by 20%. Level 4 character skills for this character start at 2 stars. And at level 5 increases the attack duration of the skill by 2 seconds. Rank 2 increases attack count of the skill by 1. At rank 3 increases the power of the skill. At rank 4 reduces the cooldown of the skill. And then when you max it out, increase the power of the skill and then increases the attack range of the skill. It's comboable with the booster. Didn't take a look at it yet, so let's take a look at the ultimate. Loud Voice performs piercing projectile attacks in the direction of the character is facing for 2 seconds. 30% chance to build up small 3 seconds of paralysis on enemies hit by the skill. Level 2, increase the base power by 10% and then increases the attack range of the skill. And then at level 3, increase the base power by 10% and reduces required SP by 10%. Look at the costume, President Mike. One effect increases the team projectile damage by 6% and crit value by 370. A 2 effect increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. A 3 effect increases the character's crit value by your player level times 10 and attack speed by your player level times 9. A 4 effect increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. A 5 effect increases the team's projectile damage by 7% and projectile defense by 1,500. Then a 6 effect, the usual, increase the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. Can we take a look at the animations now? Yes, we can. Okay, that's interesting. That's what Uraraka should be doing. Maybe that's what Uraraka does. They just showed it in a bad way. Alright, I like it. I like it. It's bouncing off of the enemies. Pretty cool. Alright, what about the ultimate? Is it so... Wait. No, that's... Is that the ultimate? Huh? Wait, hold on. Let me... Is that the ultimate for sure? It's just the same thing, is it not? Am I crazy? Is it literally not just the same thing? Alright. Let's take a look at the synchros. I brought reinforcements we already took a look at. The practical exam begins we already took a look at. And that is everything for President Mike. Now the end characters. We got Izuku Midoriya. A character that I know a lot of people are using in the beginning. But you could kind of get away from using him. Level 1 Detroit Smash performs melee attacks at the enemies in the direction the character is facing. If the character's current HP is 60% or above when attacking with the skill, takes 2% of the current HP as self-inflicting damage. That's why you take them off the team. Level 2 reduces cooldown by 20%. At level 3, increases base power by 20%. At level 4, characters kill for this character start at 2-star. And at level 5, 40% chance to build up medium knockback, medium on enemies hit by the skill. At rank 2, increases the attack range of the skill. At rank 3, generates an additional melee attack in 4 directions after attacking with the skill. At rank 4, changes the self-inflicting damage trigger condition of the skill to if the character's current HP is 75% or above, and increases the shot range of the skill. So take a look at this, right? Look at this. Go ahead, Midoriya. Show us. Show us at the max level. Go ahead. Look at that, man. He's losing all that HP. You gotta baby this guy by having a healer next to him. Have to, but who's gonna baby an end character? Ultimate move, hero analysis for the future notebook. So, level 1 grants all allies 5 seconds of attack up 10% and recovers HP by 200% of own HP recovery amount. Level 2 grants all allies 5 seconds of invincibility after activating the skill. And then at level 3, increase the attack up and invincibility effect durations of the skill by 3 seconds, which is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, having this effect on, but still, you definitely do not want to be running this guy as main, for sure. You want to be making sure that he's like on your side. Never try to run this guy as main, I'm telling you. Alright, so synchros. We already took a look at all of them, right? We don't really... Did we take a look at this one? I don't think we did. Increase the max HP by 1,600. Increase max HP by 1,550. No, we did. Okay, I'm just being an idiot. This one we take a look at. Obstacle course top 3. Increases crit value by 480. And then, damn, there's a lot to this one. And then when you max it out, increases crit value by 900 and attack speed by 200. Midoriya versus Todoroki. Increases crit damage by 1.5% and attack speed by 100. When you max it out, increases crit damage by 3.5% and attack speed by 220. How I became the world's greatest hero. Increases attack by your player level times 6. And then when you max out, increases attack by your player level times 10 and HP recovery amount by 140. It's your quirk, not his. Increases crit value by your player level times 4. And increases crit value by your player level times 6 and attack speed by 120. What it means to be a hero. Increases crit value by 490, and then when you max it out, increases crit value by 750 and crit damage by 1%. The things your heart longs for. So increases attack by your player level times 2 and crit value by 200. When you max it out, increases attack by your player level times 4 and crit value by 280. Are you alright? Are you hurt? Increases attack by 300 and HP recovery amount by 310. When you max it out, increases attack by 400 and HP recovery amount by 520. So come at me with all you've got. Increases crit damage by 1.5% and attack by 40. When you max out, increase crit damage by 2.5 and attack by 80. Gearing up for the sports festival. Did we take a look at that? I don't think we did. Well, why did it go all the way back up? What the hell? So this increases attack by 1,040, and then when you max out, increase attack by 1,400, AoE defense by 100, and then hero analysis for the future, increase attack speed by 230, and then when you max it out, increase attack speed by 340. Alright, wait. We took, yeah. Alright, so with Noah Midoriya, Next character we're going to take a look at is Bakugo. Man, I want this to be over already. I'm not going to hold you. Character skill, Blast Attack. Level 1 performs 2 melee attacks at the enemies in the direction of the character is facing. At level 2, increases the base power by 10%. At level 3, increases the critical rate of the skill by 20%. At level 4, character skills for this character start at 2 stars. And then when you max out, increases the critical hit rate of the skill by 10% and the critical damage of the skill by 40%. At rank 2, increases the power of the skill. At rank 3, increases the attack count of the skill by 2. At rank 4, increases the power of the skill. And then when you max it out, it reduces the cooldown of the skill. 50% chance to build up small knockback, small enemy on hit by the skill. Can't take a look at it yet. So let's take a look at the ultimate stun grenade. At level 1, 100% chance to build up large 3 seconds of paralysis on enemies in the direction the character is facing. At level 2, reduces required SP by 15%. At level 3, increases the effect range of the skill, increases the paralysis effect duration of the skill by 2 seconds. And then Bakugo's costume at level 1 increases the main character's skill point acquisition rate by 7%. At level 2, increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. At 3 effect, increases the character's max HP by 4,450 and then attack speed by 1,000. At 4 effect, increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At 5 effect, increases the team's attack speed by 1,220. When you max it out, the typical attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. Alright, now for Love of Holy animations. Thank you. Okay, so that's it at level 1. Take a look at level 5. Is it gonna be like the same thing as the other Bakugos? It's gonna go AoE? Not really, no. Okay. The ultimate move. What do we got first right here? Is that the ultimate? Hello? Is that the ultimate? Hold on, let me load it in again. No, wait, no. Is that the ultimate? Load it in. Okay, so maybe we already did see. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not well. Synchros. So obstacle course 3. Let's look at Bakugo versus Uraraka. We have not seen this. Increases max HP by 3%. When you max it out, increases max HP by 5% and crit value by 170. Bakugo versus Tokoyami. Increases crit value by 350. When you max it out, increases crit value by 620 and attack by 150. Todoroki versus Bakugo. Increase attack by 350. When you max it out, increase attack by 510 and melee damage by 1%. This is it. My shot. Increase the max HP by your player level times 12. And then when you max out, increase the max HP by your player level times 17. And AoE damage by 1%. We already saw this one. We saw this one. And then we saw this one. Okay. Let's just check one more time to see the ultimate animation. Okay, I was about to say that was not the ultimate. What the hell? Still, the ultimate is like whatever though. Alright, next we're going to be looking at Uraraka. Alright, 3 more characters to go after. Oh no, 4 more characters to go after this. Uraraka, what you got for us? Meteor Spike. Level 1, performs projectile attacks at the nearest enemy within the target area around the character. 10% chance to perform a large attack when using this skill. Level 2 increases the critical rate of this skill by 20%. At level 3, increases the base power by 20%. At level 4, character skills for this character start at 2 stars. And at level 5, increases the critical hit rate of the skill by 20%. At rank 2, reduce the cooldown of the skill. Rank 3, increases the power of the skill. At rank 4, increases the attack count of the skill by 1. And then when you max it out, increases the power of the skill and increases the chance of generating a large attack by 10%. Let's take a look at the skill. Okay, we cannot take a look at the skill. Got it. Ultimate move, Meteor Shower. Performs a projectile attack continuously around the character. Level 2, increases the base power of the skill. And then level 3, increases the attack count of the skill. The costume for Uraraka at effect 1 increases the main character's skill point acquisition rate by 7%. Level 2 increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. At 3 effect, increases the main character's SP regeneration by 0.25 seconds. At 4 effect, increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At 5 effect, increases the team attacks by 2% and HP recovery amount by 1,260. Then, and the last effect, 9% attack and HP by 15%. Alright, now can we take a look? Okay. Nothing. Okay. Nothing burger. What about the other? What about level 5? What do you got? Doom, doom. Ooh, wow, damn. Got hit like crazy. Okay, you're gonna show the ultimate? That is not the ultimate. Hold on. No, don't do that. Ultimate. Okay, it's not gonna show the ultimate anytime soon. Let's see the synchros. Anything new with the synchros? Probably mostly. Okay, no, there is something new already. Bam, they caught me right in my face. Actually, no, wait, this is not new. Is it? Is this new? No, I don't think this is new because we already looked at Fabi. Why I'm going to become a pro. Increase attack by 1%, and then when you max it out, 2%. Okay, we took a look at that. All right, ultimate. Show. Okay. I like it. All right. Nice. So now, let's take a look at Ida from the Sports Festival. What do you got for us, buddy? Accelerator Kick. Level 1 performs melee attacks at the enemies in the direction the character is facing. Level 2, 30% chance to build up small knockback small enemies on hit by this skill. Level 3 reduces cooldown by 20%. At level 4, character skills for this character start at 2 stars. And then at level 5, reduces the cooldown by 20%. At rank 2, increases the attack range of the skill. At rank 3, reduces the cooldown of the skill. At rank 4, reduces the cooldown of the skill. At rank 5, max, increases the power of the skill and increases the attack range of this skill. So let's take a look. Okay. So not a fan of it, but I think when it's maxed out, it's going to be just worse as Ida's. Yeah, okay. It's going to be worse. So ultimate full throttle. And grants the character 10 seconds of movement speed. Oh, what the hell, man? I'm trying to get rid of these notifications. Grants the character 10 seconds of movement speed up 50%. And then at level 3, increase the movement speed and attack up effect duration of the skill by 5 seconds. So, let's take a look at this at the, hopefully animation. Can we see it? Check out the ultimate animation? No, we can't. Okay. So, let's look at the costume. One effect increases the main character's skill point acquisition by 7%. 2, increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. 3, increases the character's crit value by 1,150 and the attack speed by the same amount as well. At 4, increase the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At 5, effect increase the attack speed by 860 and movement speed by 2. At 6, effect increase the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. Alright, now can we take a look at the ultimate animation? Interesting. I kind of like it, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of like it. Alright, synchros. Anything new with the synchros? Ida versus Todoroki. That is new. Increasing max HP by 1,160. When you max it out, increasing max HP by 1,580. And melee defense by 100. Support items, sales pitch. Increase the skill point acquisition rate by 1%. And then we already took a look at this one as well. Okay, next we got Shoto, a character that I am currently using on my team, bootleg version. Level 1 performs AoE attacks at the nearest enemy. At level 2 increases the character's attack count of the skill by 1. At level 3 increases base power by 20%. At level 4, character skills for this character start at 2 stars. And at level 5 reduces the cooldown by 20%. At rank 2, increase the projectile speed of the skill. At rank 3, increase the attack count of the skill by 2. At rank 4, reduce the cooldown of the skill. And then when you max it out, increase the power of the skill and pierces enemies hit by the skill 1 time. This is the animation for it. I know, level 1 is not the greatest in the world. I understand. But listen, I was working with nothing. So, this is where it got pretty interesting. Yeah, I was working with nothing. Can you blame me? Like, I'm not trying to summon like that much until we get our new character, which is coming out soon. Ultimate move, the Ice Sheet. At level 1, performs 7 AoE attacks under the character's feet for 8 seconds. 30% chance to build up small 3 seconds of movement speed down. 30% on enemies hit by their skill. At level 2, increases the base power by 20%. At level 3, reduces the required SP by 15%. So yeah, it's like he throws the little ice bars, but then he also has like this little ice effect as well. That's why I put him on the team, to be honest. Costume, Shotos. 1 effect increases the main character skill point acquisition by 7%. At 2 effect increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. At 3 effect increases the character's attack by 1,000 and attack speed by your player level times 10. At 4 effect increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At 5 effect increases the team's attack by 580 and the main character's HP regeneration by 0.17 per second. And then at 6 effect increases the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. Synchros, anything new? I don't think so. I don't think there's anything new. Yeah, nothing new here at all. Okay, thank God. We're going through this a lot more quicker. Mineta, the GOAT himself, who should have got a LR, like just base LR. Character skill, Grape Shot. Performs 3 projectile attacks in the direction the character is facing. 30% chance to build medium 3 seconds of movement speed down. 30% on enemies hit by the skill. At level 2, reduces cooldown by 20%. At level 3, increases base power by 20%. At level 4, character skills for this character start at 2 stars. At level 5, increases the base power, changes the movement speed down 30%, effective the skill to movement speed down 50%. Alright, so rank. Rank 2, increases the attack count by the skill by 2. Rank 3, reduces the cooldown of the skill. Rank 4, increases the power of the skill. And then when you max it out, change the movement speed down build of the skill to large. Increase the attack count of the skill by 2. Let me see animation, which you won't get to see yet. Okay. Ultimate move, Great Brush. Level 1, performs projectile rapid fire attacks in the direction the character is facing. 30% chance to build medium 3 seconds of movement speed down. 30% on enemies hit by the skill. At level 2, increase the base power by 10%. 30% chance to build up medium 3 seconds of attack down. 30% on enemies hit by the skill, which is pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Increases the attack count of the skill. And can we take a look at it now? No, still can't. Okay, so the costume. Increases the team's crit value by 1,180. At 2 effect, increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. At 3 effect, increases the team's critical value by 1,510 and the main character's skill point acquisition rate by 4%. At 4 effect, increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At 5 effect, increases the team's projectile damage by 13.5%, and when you max it out, increases the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. Anything different here? USA section, we rounded them up. Okay, proof that I'm really cool. Increase attack speed by 230. When you max it out, increase attack speed by 370 and attack by 1%. And we already took a look at this one as well. Alright, so Mineta, are you going to show me your skills or not? Like, come on. Okay, so that's it at level 1. What about it at level 5? Okay, so not the greatest in the world. Alright, what about the ultimate move? Is the ultimate move looking pretty good here? Alright, pretty alright. If I do say so myself, okay. Alright, last character, which is going to be Fumikage Tokoyami. Character skill, Black Talons. That really hurt my voice. Performs melee attacks with enemies in the direction that the character is facing. At level 2, 20% chance to build up medium knockback, small enemies hit by the skill. At level 3, increases base power by 20%. At level 4, character skills for this character start at 2 stars. Level 5, reduces cooldown by 20%. At rank 2, after attacking in the direction the character is facing, performs melee attacks behind the character, which is pretty good. Reduce the cooldown of the skill, increase the power of the skill, and then when you max it out, increase the power of the skill and the attack range of the skill. So yeah, right now it's not going to be doing that. When you max it out, yeah, I like that. Pretty good. Covering your front and your back. Ultimate move, Raven Black Shield. So level 1 grants all allies 10 seconds of defense up 3,000 and projectile defense up to 5,000. At level 2, increases the defense up and projectile defense up effect duration of the skill by 4 seconds. At level 3, increases the defense up and projectile defense up effect duration of the skill by sprite 4 seconds. And then changes the projectile defense up 5,000 effect of the skill to projectile defense up 8,000. So, what's this looking like for us? Yeah, pretty alright. I mean, for ultimate. Fumikage's costume increases the main character's skill point acquisition rate by 7%. Increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. Increases the character's attack speed by your player level times 15. Increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. Increases the team's projectile damage by 1,530 and AoE defense by 1,530. And then when you max out, of course, 9% attack and max HP by 15%. Synchros, Bakugo versus Tokoyami we saw this. The only one we didn't see is Dark Shadow Out of Control. Increase attack by 350 and increase attack by 510. So there is one more character, but currently, there's no way to get this guy besides paying for him. Can we even take a look at his kid by looking at the paying thing? Let me see. Hold on. Let's swipe. He's like the first one, right? Yeah, there we go. Monthly class R All Might. Can we take a look at this guy, please? Okay, yes we can. Alright, so not pay to win, but just paid character All Might Silver Age. Character skill Missouri Smash. Performs melee attack at the nearest enemy. At level 2, increases base power by 20%. At level 3, reduces cooldown by 20%. At level 4, character skill for this character starts at 2-star. And then at level 5, increases base power by 10% and reduces cooldown by 10%. Can't take a look at it right now. Got it. Mind you, we have to pay for this guy. Level 2, reduces the cooldown of the skill. At level 3, increases the attack range of the skill. At level 4, increases the power of the skill. Then when you max it out, performs melee attacks in the direction the character is facing that pierces enemies up to 2 times after attacking with the skill. Alright, so let's take a look at the ultimate, Carolina Smash. Level 1 performs the fan-shaped melee attacks in the direction the character is facing. Level 2 increases the base power by 20%. And then at level 3, reduces required SP by 20%. Then we got All Might's costume. Increases the team attack by 550 and the character's attack speed by 850. At effect 2, increases the character's attack by 5% and max HP by 10%. At effect 3, increases the character's attack by 10%. At 4 effect, increases the character's attack by 7% and max HP by 12%. At 5 effect, increases the team's max HP by 1,620 and damage by 5%. And then at 6 effect, the character's attack by 9% and max HP by 15%. Alright, now coming to go with the animations. Ultimate better go crazy. I mean, the max level better go crazy right here. That's slow, though. That's just slow. Alright, what about the ultimate? What's the ultimate showing us here? Okay, we can't take a look at the ultimate yet. Alright, what about the synchros? Anything? 1. Silver Age costume. Increases skill point acquisition by 1%, and then when you max it out, it goes all the way up to 5%. Alright, oh man. Now can we take a look at your ultimate, please? Come on. We gotta pay for you, yet you don't want to show me your ultimate animation. Oh my, please, do not do this to me, man. Please. You know what? Let's tap on this little guy. Let's see how he is. Can we tap on him? You know, let's take a look at his groups. Determined, Anatomical, UA High, Hero, Pro Hero. I think, like, these are not going to matter, but the UA High, Hero, and then Pro, that's what's going to matter. Alright, so Ultimate now. There we go. Thank you. Okay. I like it. I like it. So with that, finally, we're going to be ending today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like it, comment if you want to. You don't have to, but it's always greatly appreciated. Also, subscribe. Again, you can let me know down below, out of all the characters that we went over, what is your current main team with the hero side of things. And with that, I'll see y'all next time. Peace.